Good stuff, Broussard. So, as Broussard mentioned, NBA training camps open this week. And of the teams we are focusing on this preseason, hello, the 76ers. I mean, they've got quite the situation on their hands. What do you do with your star player if you're the Sixers? What do you do? Do you keep him? Do you trade him? Do you fine him for not showing up? Will he actually play for you this season? It's hard when there's such tension on the team between your player and the team. We did get a little more insight into the problem at Media Day yesterday. Take a listen.
Than us. Thanks, Joel. That's Joel. It's my center. He's still mad. We beat his ass last week in pickup. He got his back though. We beat him a couple games. Excuse my language. But yeah, we got him a couple games a couple weeks ago.
Wait, hang on. We're obviously talking about Danny Green and Joel Embiid, right? The story of the offseason, how one beat the other one in a pickup game. Was there something else you were thinking that might have been even more pressing than that? Because if there was, I must have missed it. But Danny Green, Joel Embiid apparently made up, and it looks like both will be playing this season. So it's good for me to report to you. Things are good in Philadelphia right now, Kevin Wiles.
It's all good in Philly. Good to know.
Oh,
Glad
good in
we got
Philly.
that taken care of.
Yeah. I'm a reporter. I got my reporter.
Looks like these guys are friends now. Luka and Kristaps. Luka was asked about Kristaps in Media Day. Here's the nice thing he had to say about him.
First of all, he's 220. I don't know. Whatever, 220 centimeters. I don't know him. And he can make almost every shot, you know. I think he's in way better shape this year, especially mentally. You can see him having a good time when we were playing pickup. And I think he's going to have a great season this year.
What do you like about him? Hey, he's 220. From now on, guys, guess what? Your old buddy KW's going metric. No longer am I going to be talking feet. I am just centimeters from here on out. So, hey, how tall is Boban? In my calculation, about 223. It's people like, hey, how tall is Nick Wright? 181. 181. Gotcha. Boom.
Guys, Wiles is really dumb. You guys think I'm joking?
On the scale of
He's
success,
dumb.
that was up there. Drawing a blank, the Eagles lost again last night, this time to divisional rival Dallas. That's never fun. Jalen Hurts did have his share of chances, but threw a couple of costly picks, including a pick six to Trayvon Diggs. Philly never really could recover after that. Here was Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts on a stinker last night.
I take responsibility for how this game went tonight. I take responsibility for that. I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to learn from it. We're going to be a better team from it. I believe that. I truly believe that. You know, you take you a deuce. You don't sit there and look at it. You flush it and move on. We're going to flush it and move on.
Good God. You can't.
Wow.
Just for the record, I was like, we're not going to put that in the show. And all the guys were like, oh, that's going in the show. That's the best soundbite ever. I was like, it's literally the worst soundbite I've ever heard. And they insisted and they won, and I was outvoted. But let me start with you, Chris Broussard. All 191 centimeters of you. Last night's loss to the Cowboys should have Eagles fans feeling blank. Why do you think I put it that way?
Well, look, first of all, I got to give Jalen Hurts props. He is the epitome of cool. I love his voice. Obviously, there was a soundbite, but his suit. And did you see the hat he wore? Did you see the hat he wore into the stadium? I mean, the dude is cool. All right, that said, Jenna, my word is enlightened. Philadelphia fans should feel enlightened. Stick with me. I know you're confused at this point. Look, they know now who they are. All right, if you go back a few weeks, they were beginning to lose sight of who they really were. All right, they demolished Atlanta in week 1, 32-6. And all of a sudden, Philadelphia fans are thinking we got something. But no, what you had was a horrible opponent. I mean, Atlanta is horrific. How anybody could pick them for the playoffs, I don't think Matt Ryan's dad picked them to make the playoffs. So that is an absolutely horrible team. But it fooled the Philadelphia fans. Oh, did somebody pick? It fooled the Philadelphia fans. Then a week ago, you played a good San Francisco team that will make the playoffs in the NFC. You played them tough. Only lost by 6. So Philly fans were starting to think, we got something. Our division is weak. We can win. You saw Nick Sirianni wearing the Beat Dallas t-shirts he gave to all his players. He said it was like an old college rivalry. Philly was all in on this team. But now you know. You stink. All right? You knew it before the season started, but you got away from it. Now you're enlightened. You stink. This season is about one thing and one thing only. Seeing what you have in Jalen Hurts. Is he your guy? Great in week 1, bad in week 2, up and down in week 3. See if he's your franchise guy. That's what this season is about. Philly fans, consider yourselves enlightened after last night.
Yeah. To your point, Broussard, week 1, there are a bunch of results from week 1 that I think now we can just throw out. Philly looking as good as it did, Buffalo looking as bad as it did, Green Bay looking as bad as it did, the Texans looking good. We're like, okay, week 1 aberrations, just throw those out. If I'm Philly though, or a Philly fan, I'm feeling terrified because 1-0 is about to be 1-6. Look at their next 4 games.
Yes.
First of all, this Sunday, the Chiefs are going to come to the link and mollywop them. Then you play that Panthers defense, then the Bucs, then the undefeated Raiders in Vegas. They don't have another game where they won't be at least a touchdown underdog until they play the Lions. And so if you're a Philly fan, I know the year started off great and week 2 was kind of a moral victory loss. You're about to be 1-6. And those Beat Dallas shirts are going to be put away until next season. So Wilds, I think they should be terrified of their upcoming stretch, most notably this weekend.
Oh, I don't know. They are getting a hot Chiefs team. Remember, after a loss, just like remember when the Chiefs lost to the Ravens, they were going to come back. So who knows? Maybe it'd be 3 losses in a row. Nick Sirianni, get ready. Go for it on 4th down, buddy. Hey, my answer, Jenna, is Wentz watch. Why is that? Because you're on Wentz watch already. I know you thought you got divorced from Carson Wentz. Bad news. You got a text from Carson Wentz. I'm still here. And good news. I'm sticking it to you guys again. The Eagles get the Colts' first-round pick if Wentz plays 75% of the snaps. Right now, the guy's at 98%. So when the Eagles fans are watching their team, they got to keep one eye on Wentz. And you're going to be in a weird spot if the Colts, Nick, are bad and Wentz is still playing, where it will actually be beneficial for the Colts to sit Wentz and actually beneficial for Wentz to sit down. It's bizarre.
That's what they'll do. If the Colts are miserable, if they're like 1-8, I think Chris Ballard has to call Carson Wentz in and be like, listen, buddy, we're staring at a top 5 pick. It's not your fault, but we have to sit you the final quarter of the season so we keep the pick. And I think that's in play. I think the Eagles fans need the Colts to just be alive. And then they're going to draft a quarterback
and they're going to
win, and Wentz is going to be out.
No, Jacob Eason's going to win like 4 games in a row, and Wentz is going to be all stuck again. So this is going to be a mess.
He's going to be all stressed out. It's no win for Wentz, wherever he goes, whatever he does. We talk about Kyrie Irving. What is his status for the season? He talked to the media yesterday, not with the rest of his team, over Zoom, because he didn't show up. We're going to talk about what he had to say with you next. This is First Things First.